Shit like when the video had cut off. Yeah, that's part of the Lord. Let them have a satellite, so the ways of the internet, so we can get the truth out there. You know. But yeah, man. All right. Verse 10, the Lord have brought forth, it say, our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord, our Yahweh power. Make bright thy arrows, talking about these missiles. Make bright thy arrows, gather the shield. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, with representation of Russia, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple, right? Because the Lord doing this for the Israelites. All right. We the temple. We the house of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. But it said we're to make bright them arrows. Then when you go into it, man, ancient Babylon didn't go out by the ways of fires and arrows and things like that. All right. It was conquered by another heathen nation. All right. The land didn't get burnt up. You know. The Lord just had another nation to come take the place over, man. So that's how we know when it's talking about this Babylon with Jeremiah, Isaiah, talking about that. It's talking about America. All right. Revelation, like you tell you, Revelation, Mystery Babylon, the mothers of harlot. All right, that's talking about America, and a lot of folks probably looking for it to say America. It's not. It ain't gonna say that, but the Lord got to give you put that spirit on you to receive the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man, to discern what that America is Babylon. All right, you know, and yeah, man. And yeah, in the ancient Babylon fell to the Persian, man. So it didn't go down by the ways of fire. All right. So yeah, this is talking about what America, man. All right. Now this Revelation. I'm not gonna hold it too long. Bear with me. This Revelation chapter 14, and it read, not 14. Hold on. Yeah, 18. Let me see. Matter of fact, yeah, chapter 8. Not chapter 8, but Revelation chapter 14. All right. And it reads, it say, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon, let me see. I start from 6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of the heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, fear Yahweh and give glory to him. It say, for the Lord, saying with a loud voice, fear Yahweh, give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the foundation of waters. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is falling, that great city. And do not they be calling America the great, make America great again? All right. So yeah, the Lord is speaking in mysteries and deep sayings and talking over America, man. This Babylon, where John the Revelator had the vision, when the Lord gave him the vision of things. This talking about where we at right now. This is for a future. This was a future prophecy. All right. It say, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is falling, that great city, because she made all the nation drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying, with a loud voice. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, because they also gonna make you. They also gonna make you. They're gonna force the people to take the mark of the beast, the MOTB. All right, once they collapse the dollar. So with how everything going now, things getting high, people can barely afford it. Hey, they gotta get they want order out of chaos. All right, for them in order to start their NWO, they gotta collapse the things of the ways of old how it ran. They gotta collapse. They gotta make it fail. So they doing it on purpose, but yeah, they doing it. But that's Yahweh by Shem Shai got them moving like that to doing it. So it also bringing in a downfall. All right, like the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning to follow. Esau, back in the ancient time, it wasn't a point that he was ruling the earth back then in the ancient time, like he had like control of everything. All right, how they got it now? For the Lord say, he's the end of his world, right? The end of his rule and his habitant, his fellow members, his nation ruling on top. All right. But yeah, man. Yep, and if you take that MOTB, you're gonna be tormented with fire and brimstone, which is those nuclear missiles, according to the Bible. Okay? And it say, in the smoke of their torment, ascending up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. Here's the patient of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai. All right. And that's the elect. We waiting on that, Um, Revelation chapter 18. All right. In this Revelation 18, I start one. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was laden with his glory, Yahweh Shai. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling, and it's become the inhabitants of devils. And behold, Shalaki, in the hole of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. Because the Lord gonna put them, you're gonna have them vultures and them birds that like to feed on flesh over here on these sides on the free minute, man. You're gonna be full with creatures with with the unclean spirits. All right. And that's why the Lord had them birds and things like that created to come in and have their great feast where he promised them he was gonna give them. All right. It say he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling. All right. Babylon the Great is falling. It's falling and it's become the habitats of devils, the habitation of devils. It say in the hole of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean, hateful bird, for all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication, mean not in no physical sense, man. Taking on the ways, the teaching the philosophies and following the ways of America and holding up treaties and things like that with the Edomites, and they don't hold their end, right? Even with their own within themselves, because the Russian, they Edomites too, What the scripture say? It's Satan divide against Satan. How can the kingdom stand? All right, it can't. They're divided amongst themselves. All right. For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. It say, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of a sin. In my page real right there on that side. Damn. That you not be partakers of her sin, and that you damn it real right there. But not be part of the pledge, basically. So and that the only way that gonna happen when we going up in them ships, man. Getting beaten up in the UFO, so called chariot. All right, but even though when our hell do break loose on the earth, the elect gonna be shielded and protected. They not gonna have nothing to worry about. All right, cause what? Cause their sin had reached up to the heavens, and the Lord remembered of her iniquity, man. The sins of the place, the Edomites. So they not getting away. They think they probably getting away. Like, yeah, man. They say God, cause he ain't come back no time soon. He's supposed to came back in such. All right, don't nobody know the time and the hour. The hour, don't know the time, the hour when Yahweh shall coming back. So ain't nobody getting away. Even the 2/3 of our people, the one who don't believe and got faith. All right, they gonna perish too on this side. They gonna get caught up in the nuclear missiles with the Edomites on this side. But the ones, the higher ups, the elites, the ones who gonna escape that, they gonna go into captivity. Everything in America gonna get fried and tossed up. Anything that survived, that on the other side, they go into captivity. All right, because a lot of the Edomites already got underground bunkers. They got underground bunkers, and they, what I'm saying, and the missile don't touch, but the missile gonna touch all through this place. But they gonna be hiding in the caves of rock. We still gonna come hunt you wherever you be at. If you escape the, escape that lake of fire, man. But yeah, that's all I had, man. There's a lot to go on, but I know I got to get ready and hit the plantation. So, but I just want to bring that out. There's no hill in Babylon. Hey, the place is falling, man. The Lord removing the mirth out the earth on this side. All right, the Lord gonna turn the place upside down. Or what he say? What that is? Isaiah 24. He turn it upside down. He making it empty, man. And they gonna be with everybody. The buyer, the seller, the user. Everybody gonna feel it. And they feeling it now. All right. He turned the place upside down, and they weeping and mourning. Oh, matter of fact, I got one more. Isaiah 14, real quick, man, because they were going on. Shalakia. And the phone keep turning black. I just let it complete the black, and just start the other part of my video, so I had to do a part 2 to it. But this is Isaiah 14 and 11. The pump going to the proud, which is Esau, Edom. They known to be the proud. You hear what Trump be speaking that we got the best this, the military, we can't be defeated. It's a proud saying, man, knowing the other nation had the same weaponry you got. Isaiah 14:11. The pump is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vows, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right, and you can go right now to America infrastructure. You can look at it today, the way how they placed when they had built it out the back of the slaves and building this place up. The street used to be all clean and nice and smooth, no cracks in the street. Now it deteriorated. Streets falling in, sinkholes, cracking all up, potholes everywhere. All right, it been eating up. All right. But verse 12, how are thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? All right, and that word Lucifer just mean light bearer. The Edomites, they hold the light in wickedness, the illuminated ones. They hold the light in wickedness, just like the mans of the Lord who serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They hold the light in righteousness. All right, that's like Yahweh Shai. He had the light on the righteous side. The spiritual being Satan, he hold the light in wickedness on the left-hand side. And the Edomites, they are the physical counterpart of the spiritual being Satan. All right? Just like we do physical counterpart to the spirit and move in the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And they move in the wisdom, knowledge, understanding on the left-hand side. All right? It say the pump is brought down. Okay, verses like verse 12. How are they fallen from heaven? Meaning from his rulership, because this is his heaven, this is his hell. There's not a such thing. A man up on the ground with a red man up on the ground with horns on the head. You'll read that nowhere in the Bible. All right. And the spiritual being Satan worked for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He in the spiritual realm. All right. Him and them demons, you name it. All right. The demonic spirits, they all in the heavens. How they'll follow from heaven, from his rulership, his power. Like I said, Esau's the end of the world. Jacob began of that follow. How are thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, which hold that light and wickedness? How thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nation. And they did it. Did it say that all the nations drunk the wine of a fornication? Therefore the nations are mad. All right. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend to heaven. They did that. They satellites, because they ain't been to the moon. But hey, what the Lord told Esau, with one of the blessings of Esau, the Lord, he won't have to do with heaven. All right. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. All right. They do that. They satellites and things like that. You know, also they sit in amongst the Israelites, but most part, with their satellites in the heavens. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. All right. When the North America, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Now, what nation on the earth who try to be like Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? What nation of people painting their face and promoting and pushing it everywhere and say, hey, this is the Most High power of the earth? Esau Edom did that. Right? He said he would be like the Most High. They did not say, Job 9:24, the earth will give it to the hand of the wicked. They covered the faces of the judges. When you go back during the time with the Roman Catholic Church beginning things started, and when they started coming in power with their Christianity doctrine, all right, and they started painting in likeness of their image. That's in the Bible too. The Apocrypha. All right, they painted the likeness of their image. What is First Maccabee 3:48, if I'm mistaken? Chapter First Maccabee 3:48. Second Maccabee 3:40. I think it's 1:48. But the brothers know who know. If not, you can hear it. You can look it up. Yeah, man. It's a yet those should be brought down to hell to the size of the pit. Gonna bring them down low. All right. The Lord gonna dead this place. All right. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? It didn't say this the beast with the red body. Now they are red. They Edomites, they are red, different shades of red. Now, but what it say? Is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? And that's Esau Edom. Ain't nobody else did that. He the one got his hand in everybody's pot. He's the one going and making treaties and agreement with everybody, and they falling out and they going to war and beefing and shooting missiles and all that thing with each other. All right? It say, is this the man? Right? Yes, and it is. All right? It said that made the world as a wilderness, right, and destroyed the cities thereof, right, that opened not the house of the prisoners, right. And he still had the Israelites in captivity. Also, they got you in the whorehouses, the churches, instead of defeating you, deceiving you. All right. Not open the house of the prisoners, man. All right. But and that's all I want right there, man. I'm gonna leave it right there. So with that, hold on. Okay, it's saying that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened out the house of his prisoners, and all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. It say, but thou art cast out of the grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou should not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed the land and slain the people The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. All right, they're not gonna be brought back, not gonna be made refreshed. Go to the seven brothers with the Maccabee. What he said when they were putting them to death, he looking for resurrection of life, but told them to meet him out. You ain't gonna have none. So when we start deleting you, you just gonna get deleted. Y'all gonna get smaller, smaller, smaller in numbers until it ain't no more. All right. It say prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. They do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, say the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and sons and nephew, say the Lord. All right. And that's the point right there. All right. So yes, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and bringing this place down. That's why everything running how it running is all working in the plans of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So with all that, close out for saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. English tongue, bless you Yahweh, bless you Yahushua, bless you Yahweh, bless you Yahushua, bless you Yahweh, bless you Yahushua. With that, I'm say Shalom, and I hope that will edify.